What's going on, everybody? So we have our August Oscar predictions. Now, I wanted to get these out a little bit earlier, but honestly, I've been really busy. And I also wanted to get this out because I don't know if I'll have a chance to do these in September, just because, I thought I was busy in August. I mean, I'll be even busier in September. So I really wanted to get this out. Now, off the top, I am struggling with Best Picture. Before I even show you anything, I've wanted to make this video earlier, like I said, but aside from being busy, on top of that, I also have honestly been going back and forth between like my 9 and 10, even like 8 and 7. So it's just all over the place. And honestly, I'm just going to close my eyes and just send them out here anyways. So by the time you guys see this, my predictions might have already changed. So, Twitter, Letterboxd, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, Best Picture time. Okay, so I made some changes, I think. I don't even remember what I had in my last one. The Fabelmans at number 1. Now, I'll fully admit this is kind of a placeholder. Fabelmans, on one hand, feels a little bit too small to win. And I don't mean that in terms of like an indie movie, but I just mean I still kind of push back on the fact that a personal story from a director's childhood can win Best Picture just based on what we have seen. However, if there is one person to do it, it would be Steven Spielberg. I do feel somewhat confident, not really confident, but I think it makes sense that The Fabelmans is certainly in the running for TIFF People's Choice. And if it wins TIFF People's Choice, I think a lot of people are going to put it at number 1 anyways. So I'm kind of, gearing for that. And it's at number 1 just because I've heard some other things about some of the other movies below it that kind of make me worried. So I'm putting The Fabelmans at number 1 for now. We'll see. 2 is Babylon. Now, some people would have this at number 1, and some people I have crazily seen have it off their Best Picture lineup just because of what they hear about the movie in terms of it being a little bit too weird, maybe too long. Is it NC-17? Who knows? I personally don't really buy that. I will say that some of the stuff has kind of pushed me off of it from winning, but I still fully believe this will get a Best Picture nomination. I think this will rack up some of the tech nominations as well, as a lot of Damien Chazelle films do, especially this one that's about Hollywood. They're going to eat that shit up. So I don't really know what else to say aside from I think this is still a huge, huge contender. And I am not essentially scared of it being a little too weird, too crazy. Even if it is NC-17, it would be for like some weird comedy or gross out horror, like not gross out horror, what the heck, gross out comedy even, or just a lot of cursing. I don't think it'll be NC-17 anyways, but regardless, that's what it is. 3, Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is always a tough one for me because I so badly want to put this at number 1. And then the little devil on my shoulder is like, it's a little weird. Hot dog fingers. It can miss Best Picture. I don't think it's going to miss Best Picture. Per my conversation with Matt Neglia, if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. I think it's a very good conversation. Shout out to him. I fully believe in this movie, honestly. There's too many things going for it rather than against it that I do feel good about it getting in for Best Picture. It is a critic's play. It is an audience play. Both of them love it. The highest grossing A24 movie. It's had enough time before all the release that it does have that passion to withstand all the onslaught of new movies. And I don't like to say passion lightly because I think Parasite has corrupted everyone's brains into thinking that if a movie is liked, it has passion. I saw someone say that Elvis has the same amount of passion as Coda. What the hell is going on? That is not true. Anyways, let's move on. Actually, before I move on, one thing I will say about, similar Coda type passion with Everything Everywhere, if they get the cast out there for the interviews, like Matt Neglia has said, with Michelle Yeoh, Ki Huy Kwan, Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie Su, that'll just be great. I can see people just falling in love with them. There's so many good narratives there also. If you had to ask me, I think it's more likely that Everything Everywhere wins Best Picture rather than get snubbed. I'm interested to know what you guys think. For Bardo, I am struggling to see where I want to put this, but I saw that first image and goddamn, that shit looked beautiful. So I'm putting that up there. Now, I've also heard that it is slightly a comedy, so I'm a little bit, iffy on that in terms of how it'll play. Some people are throwing out, what if Bardo is the hand of God rather than Roma? If that's the case, then I'll adjust accordingly. As of now, yeah, I'm having it in my top 5. 5 is The Sun, and the reason I put The Sun ahead of some others that you're probably thinking of is because it genuinely has potential to win a couple Oscars. It has potential to win Screenplay. It has potential to win Actor. It even has potential to win Supporting Actor. And the fact that even if I'm not going to pick them to win all 3, which I am not, the fact that it is even hovering in those conversations, I'm going to put it in the top 5 just because I feel good about it enough versus some of the other ones. It could even get in a supporting actress nomination. I think we'll get to supporting actress, but it has a lot of things going for it. Obviously, it's tough to say. The father had production design and great editing and everything like that. Tough to say without a trailer. But, I'll be seeing it soon. 6 Woman Talking. I'm glad I actually held off because we now have a first image that has everybody in the cast except for Frances McDormand. Ben Whishaw obviously isn't there. I think he's the narrator. Tough to go off of one single picture, but I mean, the picture looks good, and it's Woman Talking, Sarah Polley directing the novel. From people who have read the book, they said that is actually a bit more deeper than one might think. In a good way. Shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about. There's really no reason for me to doubt this movie as of now, so why would I have it any lower? I'm keeping it at 6. Top Gun Maverick. Wow, what a jump. It is at number 7. I have caved and I put in Top Gun Maverick. Now, 7 on one hand does feel really high. At the same time, like I've said earlier, I'm genuinely struggling to really pick something ahead of it as of now. It is a box office juggernaut that I have not seen for a long time, even more so than stuff like Endgame. And I don't mean in terms of it's made more money, because obviously it hasn't, but the fact that it has stayed in the public eye and the conscious in the top 5 for 4 months now. I don't even remember how long it's been, but it feels like a really long time. Crazy stuff. I think genuinely people love the movie. You see Quentin Tarantino talking about it. I think there's genuine love for the movie. Notice how I didn't say passion. There's genuine love for the movie. And because of that, I oddly think it gets into Best Picture now. It's August, so who knows? But the fact that it is such a box office juggernaut makes me believe that it can also withstand the onslaught of new movies because it was released a bit earlier. That's where releasing earlier would help a movie. Empire of Light. Now, some people might point to mixed test screening reactions. I think that is being a bit deceitful. I definitely don't think the reactions were mixed. I think they were good, just maybe not like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I think it is good enough, from what I have read. I think that Olivia Colman is in the conversation as always. It is with Sam Mendes, Roger Deakins shooting it. Great cast. What do you want me to do? And as Matt told me in that conversation, Searchlight has had a Best Picture nominee since like over a decade. So I'm gonna bet that it's this one. So we'll see. Okay, 9 and 10. You see them there. I am really struggling, and honestly, I don't feel good about this at all. At the same time, I am just, like I said, I'm closing my eyes. I'm just gonna send it out here. I'm tired of overthinking. I'm just putting it out there. You'll see my 11 through 15 or whatever that I was also thinking of. You'll see it there. 9, as she said, world premiere at the New York Film Festival. Now, I've seen some people say, hey, she said is only premiering at one festival. That's a bit concerning. I just don't give a fuck. I don't view that as, like they're not confident in the movie at all. I just view that as that's just a weird choice. I mean, you look at all the movies at these film festivals, I don't believe there's one big title that's going to all 4 in terms of Venice, TIFF, New York, and Telluride. I almost forgot that one. I don't think there's a big one. Bardo isn't doing it. Women Talking isn't doing it. The Fablemans isn't. Babylon is skipping all the festivals, at least as it looks right now. So I'm really not going to go off of that. And, the trailer is a bit hit or miss depending on who you are. It honestly does visually look like Spotlight. It's a movie kind of about Hollywood in that weird way. Not a movie about making movies, but you know what I mean. So I'm interested to see if they do embrace this movie or if they kind of reject it. As of now, because of a lack of confidence in some of the other ones below it, I'm going to put it at number 9. Now, 10 is really tough. I ended up putting Triangle of Sadness, and I will fully admit the trailer did get me. I watched the trailer and I said, I see it. Like, I see the Best Picture nomination. I don't know what it was about the trailer, but I saw it. And the fact that, it did win the Palme d'Or, which is obviously good. Ruben Östlund is a very well-respected director who's made great films before. Maybe this is his time to break in. I think it's a screenplay contender. Maybe there'll be some acting conversations. I think more people need to see it. I need to see the reception for it a little bit more as it premieres at these festivals. At the same time, the reason I delayed this video so long is because I was really thinking like, it has some more obstacles to go through. I mean, is this maybe just replace it with another blockbuster that'll have some more tech category support? Off the top of my head, I don't know the Rotten Tomatoes score, but I'm pretty sure last time I checked, it was in the 70s. So it's one of those movies where maybe it can withstand some stuff, or maybe it just is one of those deals where it starts low and it gets higher as it premieres and more people get to see it. However, it's Neon. They're a great campaigner, as we all know. I'm just putting it at 10, whatever. Now, this is where it gets interesting. 11, I have Avatar The Way of Water. I want to put this in Best Picture, but everyone keeps telling me no. Everyone keeps telling me no. And honestly, it's gotten to me a little bit because I don't know. I don't like underestimating James Cameron. I don't like doing it. I think Avatar has had enough time away. I know some people are pointing to that as the reason it won't. To me, I look at that as a positive where I think the tech has gone even better. How much better? That's debatable. But I think it has had enough time away where I think there will be at least some genuine excitement for Avatar: The Way of Water. I think it will make a lot of money. But, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this anymore because so many people have said, they don't really see it anymore. It seems like one of those deals. At the same time, I think it'll rack up the technical nominations, and that's good enough for me. Anytime we doubt James Cameron, it seems like he comes back with something. 12 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yesterday, I had that at like 16, and I bumped it up to 12. 1, the trailer is fantastic. I think it actually looks great. It looks a little bit different from the MCU. It's almost like it separates itself from that. I actually think this movie could be better than the first, and it certainly helps when the first movie has gotten a Best Picture nomination. It broke through, it won some Oscars there. It'll be in contention for some technical categories. We'll get into that in a little bit. And honestly, I think it could be better because there will be an emotional attachment to this movie that just was not there for the first one, that I'm sure, I don't know, but I feel like it won't be there for Avatar: The Way of Water. I have not seen Triangle of Sadness, but I don't think there will be an emotional attachment to that movie like Black Panther: Wakanda Forever in a way that you can honor Chadwick Boseman, that they essentially didn't do by him not winning the Oscar. That's not the reason why I have it higher. I'm just, pointing some stuff out. Honestly, the trailer was that good that I'm kind of putting it up there. As soon as I saw that trailer, I was like, I gotta enter it here. It's something that I never really thought about until I knew something. I wanted to see something because that's such a hard thing to do, to make a sequel on a superhero movie where the superhero actor, tragically passes away. That's such a hard task to do. But Ryan Coogler could. And the trailer just made me feel very confident. It's just a trailer, I know. So that's why I'm not throwing it in Best Picture. But there will be an emotional attachment that I think could push it there. So I am keeping my eye on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. 13 is The Banshees of Inisherin. I guess that is how I will pronounce it until someone tells me otherwise. I almost wanted to put this in because A, it is Searchlight, and I think it could have the Two Popes package, but get into Best Picture because at that time there was only 9, I believe. So I think it could get into Best Picture where it gets a screenplay, and I think it has potential to get 2 actors, Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, and maybe that's enough. And maybe you'll get another tech here or there. It doesn't even matter, though. Martin McDonagh has broken through with Best Picture, so I think it's possible. 14, The Whale. I am a little bit more down on The Whale than most, just because I still hear certain things about the story of The Whale that make me hesitant a little bit about it. At the same time, I think it'll get like screenplay. Certainly Brendan Fraser will be in the conversation. Maybe Sadie Sink gets nominated. And honestly, people could argue that that's enough. And, I think it really depends on how they handle the story and just how bleak it is, or if the story is changed at all, just because I hear different things about it from people who I trust. So that's all I'll say about 15 that. 15 is Tar. Todd Field's movie after Little Children. It has been since 2006, I think, 2007, 2006. So on one hand, people argue that Little Children and, his previous movie, but even before that, has gotten enough nominations that it would have gotten in. Once again, going off the trailer does look very odd and artsy. And I know it is just a teaser trailer, and I understand a teaser trailer. I think more people should know that, teaser trailer. But I'll admit, it did look very artsy. It did look a little weird, and that's why it is at 15. Because if this is the fact that I'm already seeing people throw out Spencer, and I know no one has seen the movie yet, but I mean, that just makes me concerned. So it's at 15. 16, I have Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. Late addition, to be honest, I forgot this movie existed until a couple weeks ago. Would Knives Out have gotten nominated in that year? Who knows? It got PGA nomination, it got a screenplay nomination, but that's kind of it at the end of the day. However, you do hear some good things about the screenplay. You hear some buzz on Janelle Monáe. Will this be a TIFF People's Choice winner? You can't say no for sure, so it's at 16. The rest, I refuse. I refuse to entertain them, so take them as you will. Elvis, I guess, with Austin Butler and some tech categories. I know people do like the movie. I just don't think they like it like that. 18 Amsterdam, I really don't even want to talk about this movie. It's moved up to October now as a release date. I am actually very close to taking it out. It's just, you never know what the Academy is going to do. You never know. I feel like, 20th Century is actually understanding that they just kind of want to bury the movie and just release it and get it over with because of the bad press. 19, the greatest beer run ever. You can never count out Peter Farrelly, I guess. It is the follow-up to an Oscar-winning Best Picture movie, so you can't not knock it. And then 20, I have White Noise just because even though I do think it'll be too weird just based on the novel, the fact that it's opening for New York and Venice, you never know. You never know. Director, Damien Chazelle at number 1. I mean, it seems like it'll be the movie that racks up the tech nominations. As I said, it would be his second, and he is still pretty young, so I don't know if they would go for that necessarily, but I don't feel better about anyone else. Even with, the Fabelmans being number 1 for picture, I don't have him here. I have him at 2. Then Alejandro Iñárritu at number 3, just because they are the most directory, they feel the most seasoned, and they'll be there, I'm sure. Then I have Daniels at 4. I am a little nervous about that. I'm starting to get the itch that they'll miss director. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I'm certainly not going to manifest that. So I had them at 4, and I have Sarah Polley for Woman Talking at number 5. Now, Ruben Östlund is at number 6 for Triangle of Sadness. Now, one could argue if I have it in Best Picture, I should have him in director as like a Thomas Vinterberg international type deal. Usually I would 100% do that. It's just the fact that Iñárritu's already there. I just don't know how people's brain works with the Academy in that. So I'm keeping him at 6. Florian Zeller at number 7. I don't know why I get this feeling also, but it feels like the Academy is ready to really reward him after, the screenplay for, The Father. Maybe they want to recognize him as a director, whichever. Yes, I have him above the blockbuster movies. James Cameron, Avatar, The Way of Water. Is he going to get director again? I mean, that I would push back on more than picture, certainly. 9, I have Joseph Kosinski for Top Gun Maverick. I'm surprised I don't see him more on people's 10. The fact that Top Gun Maverick is starting to cement itself as of now in the picture conversation, certainly in the 10, you would think he would be there. And then 10, I have Park Chan-wook for Decision to Leave, which was just submitted as Korea's submission. And the fact that he won director at Cannes, and there's already talk, it could happen. Actress, Margot Robbie stays at number 1. Really, there's not a lot of changes here that much in terms of the top 4. Margot Robbie at 1, Michelle Yeoh at 2. The narrative is already building. She's starting to get some of these achievement awards at these festivals. I'm liking it. Olivia Colman will get nominated for Empire of Light because she's Olivia Colman. She's reached that status. Cate Blanchett and Tar. Todd Field gets his actors into movies. What? Gets his actors into the Oscars. What the hell am I talking about? So that's what I have at 4. Now, 5th spot is a little bit up in the air for me. I ended up going with Danielle Deadwyler for Till. I took Till out of the picture 20 just because that trailer really did not do it for me. And once again, I know their trailers, but that's all we have to go off of, right? So I took Till off the 20 for picture, but I still have her in actress because I think if there's anything about this movie that can withstand any potential backlash for the movie, which I'm already seeing, I think it's going to be her performance, and I think it'll be good, so I'm keeping her at 5. 6, Naomi Aki for I Want to Dance with Somebody. Once again, that god-awful poster that is really holding me back. It does not look good. At the same time, you can't knock it. It is a very late release, which I'm interested to see if that helps or actually hurts her, but we'll see for that. 7, I have Zoe Kazan for She Said. We still don't know placements, but the fact that it looks like the movie is kind of revolving around her, and then maybe Carey Mulligan joins later. I'm gonna put Zoe Kazan in lead, so I have her there. Regina King and Shirley, I moved her down from my top 5 to number 8 because I'm not confident the movie even comes out this year. I've heard test screenings did not go well, so I'm kind of bumping her down there. 9 is Jennifer Lawrence and Causeway. You can never really count out Jennifer Lawrence because she's Jennifer Lawrence, and it feels like I know she was in Don't Look Up, but it feels like it's been a while since she was really in the conversation for actress because, she was never going to get that for Don't Look Up, but theoretically it could happen for this. And, I have Viola Davis for The Woman King there. Best Actor, Hugh Jackman at number 1, Brendan Fraser at 2, and Austin Butler at 3. We've had a lot of dropouts. Leonardo DiCaprio, Coleman Domingo. So Hugh Jackman and Brendan Fraser have always really kind of been towards the top, so I'm keeping them there. Austin Butler looks more guaranteed, quote, with those dropouts, so he looks like he'll get in there. 4, I have Daniel Kaluuya for Bardo because, like Todd Field gets actors into the Oscars, Alejandro Iñárritu certainly gets actors into the Oscars, so I think that'll happen there. And 5 is a little bit tough. I ended up going with Diego Calva for Babylon. I think if he is the lead and I trust Damien Chazelle's casting, he could kind of ride the movie into getting a nomination, and also he could just be really good. We don't know. 6, I have Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin because it could happen this year. Colin Farrell has been in a lot of shit this year. He's had a great year, and I think it would be very cool for him to get nominated. He was somewhat close for In Bruges with Martin McDonagh and Brendan Gleeson, so it could happen again. You don't know. 7, Kevin Harrison Jr. for Chevalier. This looks like a Cyrano. He's dressed up in all those period piece costumes. So I kind of just have to put him in here. He immediately jumps into the 10. 8 is Song Kang-ho for Broker. He won Best Actor at Cannes. I don't know how big a part or how flashy it would be. However, he won Best Actor at Cannes, so that's not nothing. And I think people do want to recognize him. So I'm interested to see, where he fluctuates a little bit. And then 9 and 10, once again, Amsterdam, White Noise, Christian Bale, Adam Driver. No. Supporting actress Michelle Williams at number 1. No Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. It feels like the path is there. The gates have opened, and she can just go right through all the way for supporting actress. It could happen. She's already been shouted out in test screenings for The Fabelmans as a standout. That could happen. 2 is Jessie Buckley for Woman Talking. We don't know the roles that they're playing. It's just, this is kind of a placeholder for a woman talking actress. So we all assume it's Jessie Buckley. So we're going to go with that. Could be Claire Foy, could be Rooney Mara, even Frances McDormand. I doubt Frances McDormand for whatever reason, but that's that. 3 is Vanessa Kirby for The Sun. She has a good role. I think both of them do, Vanessa Kirby and Laura Dern. You'll see it down there. But I think Someone from the Sun also gets in for supporting actress. 4, Carey Mulligan for She Said. Now that I am kind of just going to stick with Carey Mulligan in supporting until, proven otherwise, I'm going to have her in just because, especially if I have She Said as a Best Picture nominee, which I do, I'm going to have her in there. Maybe it could happen. Spotlight got a couple. You never know. And 5, I do have Sadie Sink for The Whale just because The Whale could follow the wrestler's path. It could happen. And I hear that she has a very great role also. So that's kind of my 5 for now. I do have Laura Dern for The Sun. You can flip-flop her, Kirby, depending on, how much Florence Zeller has changed the role for both of them. We'll see. Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm actually kind of glad to see her in the 10. I did not think she would be remembered from that movie just because there was so much talk on Michelle Yeoh, on Ki Huy Kwan. But I feel like she's actually kind of maintained some of that, love for that movie. So she's in there. Griselda Siciliani from Bardo. Once again, he gets the actors in the Oscars. You can't count her out. And the 9, I have Janelle Monáe from Glass Onion because we hear good things about it. I believe it. 10, I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with this. It is, once again, solely based off the trailer. I'm having a little bit of fun. Angela Bassett, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She will definitely have a bigger role now this time. And if it is anything like what we saw in the trailer, it could actually happen. And once again, I am keeping my eye on Black Panther as a Best Picture contender. Supporting actor Ki Huy Kwan at number 1. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna complain about that at all. He should probably win. He could win. He is in winning conversation. I'm not ready to put anyone below him at number 1 above him yet. I'm not ready to do that. Paul Dano at number 2. I'm interested to see who from The Fabelmans in the actor category stands out. Until said otherwise, I'm going to keep him there. I know there's talk about Seth Rogen. I know there's talk about Judd Hirsch. I'm just going to keep it up with Paul Dano because whatever. 3, Brad Pitt, Babylon. What do I need to say about that? 4, Sen McGrath from The Sun. Now, I want to put him higher, but for whatever reason, younger actors get a harder time getting into supporting actor versus younger actresses for supporting actress. I mean, like Helena Zango almost got in. So, Haley Steinfeld got into supporting actress. You don't see even Maria Bakalova just the other year. You don't see a ton of younger supporting actors there. However, some people have pointed his role to similar to Timothy Hutton from Ordinary People, if I'm remembering that correctly. It's possible. It is certainly possible. I'm keeping my eye on him. He is an unknown, but, the Oscars also kind of like rewarding that kind of stuff, so we'll see. I think he gets in. 5, I have Brendan Gleeson from The Banshees of Inisherin, just because the trailer looked good, and if I am even remotely thinking of that movie getting a 2 Popes package, I need to have at least one of them in. And honestly, that'd be cool for Brendan Gleeson to get in. So as the rest, Ben Whishaw from Women Talking, I really don't know. I kind of want to take him out. I never fully believed in him anyway, even when he was in my 5, I think. But we'll see. Seth Rogen from The Fabelmans, once again, who knows. Colin Firth, Empire of Light. I think Michael Ward, I had him in my mind as lead, so that's why you don't see him here. If he's supporting, replace Colin Firth with Michael Ward. 9, Russell Crowe, The Greatest Bureau Ever. Dear God, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Woody Harrelson for Triangle of Sadness, because why not? Okay, we'll kind of speed run through these. And, not that I'm going slow or anything, but original screenplay, this is where I do think The Fabelmans will win. I know I have it at picture, but I'll have it at 1 here. Tony Kushner also winning an Oscar would be cool. I know Babylon is, on one hand, a very screenplay-y movie. What'd I say? Screenplay-y movie, but that's actually where the NC-17 might hurt it a little bit with the screenplay. And once again, who knows if it's NC-17? Whatever. Everything Everywhere All at Once, I remain firm in my belief that even though the screenplay is fantastic, I don't see it as a screenplay winner. I think it is definitely more visual. I see it winning picture more than screenplay. So we'll see. You see, if you notice, I have it at screenplay and picture number 3. They're both the same. So if one moves up, then I'll move it up others. 4, Triangle of Sadness. Once again, if I have it in picture, I'm obviously going to put in original screenplay. And I have Bardot. Then 6, I have Tar, because Todd Field's movies also kind of get nominated for screenplay. Empire of Light. I'm taking a chance on some comedies, bros. I don't even know why I have Amsterdam in there. What the fuck? And Cha Cha Real Smooth, rip. Adapted screenplay. So I don't know why, but it just feels weird if I have Florian Zeller winning again for a movie so recent. I don't know why that feels wrong to me, or not wrong, but I don't think it'll happen. So that's why I have Women Talking at number 1, The Sun at 2. I will put She Said at 3, The Banshees of Inisherin at 4, and The Whale at 5. I'm close to putting Glass Onion in because the first one did get a screenplay nomination, but that's how it goes. A little bit interesting for here because White Noise is there. Is it I'm Thinking of Ending Things, or will it actually get in? Who knows? The Greatest Beer Run Ever actually could happen. Sad to say. I have Till, and I was genuinely running out of ideas, so I was like, okay, Black Panther, sure. Cinematography, I have Babylon at 1, and I'm very close to taking it off 1, but I'm just gonna keep it there just because I don't know, because why not? Because I can. Bardot, that first image really does look like Emmanuel Lubezki type shit, but I know it's shot by Darius Kanji, so I don't know if he'll get rewarded like that, but we'll see. We'll keep it at 2. Empire of Light, Roger Deakins, come on now. The Fabelman, Steven Spielberg's movie, yeah, I think that's getting in. And Avatar, The Way of Water, I also have. Now, Top Gun Maverick is a close call. I ended up just not going with it. We'll see if that's a mistake. Maybe I should have it over Avatar, to be fair, if I have Top Gun in picture and Avatar not. But whatever, like I said, I already locked these in for today. I can't be changing it anymore. The Batman, I would love a Batman nomination. I mean, Greg Fraser shot the shit out of that movie. It looks beautiful. Don't know if that'll happen, though. I'm a little bit dubious on the Batman. Black Panther, same deal. Maybe I should have that lower, to be honest. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just so surprised that MCU movie looks fantastic. Don't Worry, Darling. And then Woman Talking, I had no idea. So I just, that first image maybe will help me a little bit. But that's that. Costume design. Once again, I have Babylon in there. Man, maybe I should be changing some stuff. But I have Babylon there. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It won costumes last time. And some of the costumes do look fantastic in this one, too, from that trailer. And it looks different also. So I think that'll be there. Elvis, it is a pretty costume-heavy movie, so we'll see about that. The Woman King and The Fabelmans. The Fabelmans, I don't know if it's too contemporary, but we'll see. 6, I have Chevalier. That one I'm certainly keeping my eyes on. I don't know why I have Amsterdam so high. I need to change that. Everything Everywhere All at Once, maybe. I mean, if that movie gets a costume design nomination, Jesus Christ, that we need to watch out. 9, I have Pinocchio, and then Matilda. I mean, just some other stuff. Editing, I made a change. I put Top Gun Maverick at number 1 just because of the sound category stat. Spoiler alert, I have Top Gun Maverick at number 1 for sound, and I'm moving Everything Everywhere All at Once down to number 2 for editing because I don't have it getting a sound nomination, and we have seen that really matters. So as much as I love the editing for Everything Everywhere, I certainly think it deserves it. I have it at number 2. And then the rest, honestly, they're just a bunch of Best Picture movies from number 3, Babylon, all the way down to 8, Avatar, The Way of Water. I have Elvis because that could, that has certainly a fuck ton of editing. I would hate that, though. And Empire of Light, once again, another Best Picture stuff. This is just a Best Picture category, to be honest. Makeup and hairstyling, I'm going to have Elvis at number 1. We actually have some good contenders for makeup this year, but I'm going to have Elvis at 1 because I think, the fact that Austin Butler is prevalent in the makeup, especially towards the end, and that Tom Hanks is clearly just caked out in makeup. And honestly, the Tom Hanks makeup looks really good, in my opinion. So that's why I have it at there. 2, I have the Batman for the Penguin makeup, which also looks fantastic. 3, the Whale makeup, which also looks fantastic in that image. Babylon, I just assume there will be a lot of makeup and hairstyling with that from just some of the images we see. And 5, I have Golda. I don't even know if this is coming out or when it's coming out, but if it does, that'll be there. Then you see I have Pinocchio, Black Panther, The Woman King, Avatar. And 10, I have Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I would not hate that nomination. I know a lot of people think that movie is all right, but there's some good makeup in that. Don't even lie. All right, production design. Babylon is going to win. It's a movie about Hollywood that always wins, and I believe it'll be a great production design movie. That's that. Out of the Way Water, The Fablemans, Bardo, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That's my 5. How good do I feel about that? Not fantastic, but certainly not the worst in the category. Then I have Elvis, because there was some talk about that. I honestly don't even know what people are talking about. The Batman, Chevalier, once again. Don't Worry, Darling, The Woman King. All right, best sound is pretty interesting. So obviously Top Gun at 1. I do have Avatar at 2. Babylon at 3. The Batman, this is where I have it getting in for sound. And 5, I went with Elvis just because I really do think people just kind of think, oh, it's a movie about a singer, so it'll get sound. And that's what I think happened. So I kicked out Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And I don't have Everything Ever All at Once. Nope should absolutely get best sound. Or you can argue Nope should win best sound just based off what we've seen already, but I don't think that'll happen. I'm just predicting a big fat 0 for Nope, which makes me sad. And then I just have Bardo and The Woman King. Visual effects, Avatar is winning that. Walking in the Door, that's damn near a lock, honestly, in August. The Batman looks really good, so the visual effects there look great, honestly. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I'm just going to assume that they heard the criticism of the first Black Panther's bad visual effects. That movie should not have gotten nominated, and I know it didn't, so that was good on the Academy. I think they will, rewrite that wrong there, so I think it'll get in there. Everything Everywhere at number 4, and the Doctor Strange visual effects, once again, I think are pretty good, so I'm going to put that at 5. 6, I have Top Gun Maverick. I think that could get in just based off of it is a blockbuster. It has some missiles, it has some explosions, and they look good. So that one could get in over a Doctor Strange or whatever, but they are so forward on the practical stuff that I don't know if it will. Then I have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I have Nope, Thor Love and Thunder, which I don't think will happen. And then I have Disney's Pinocchio. Once again, more Pinocchio stories to confuse general audiences. Best original score, Babylon I have at number 1 because he's working with Justin Hurwitz again, so that shit gon' bang. The Fablemans with the legendary John Williams, that is just gonna happen. Empire of Light, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It is not Thomas Newman. Woman Talking, Hildur G. That's what I'm calling. I'm sorry, I hate mispronouncing names, so I'd rather just not even try. I'm gonna get your name right though. I'm gonna get it. She won for Joker, so I'm gonna put her there. And then Bardo, just because I think Alejandro Inarritu actually has pretty good scores, so I'm keeping it there. The Batman, it makes me so sad that I have it at number 6. I genuinely think that score is amazing, but I don't have it in the 5. Ludwig Göransson, who won score for the first Black Panther, returns. We'll see. Top Gun Maverick, I'm interested to see on eligibility there, but people are telling me it's eligible. God damn, I need to slow down. But that's that. And then Avatar, and then Pinocchio with Desplat, because it is Desplat. So maybe I should put that higher. Original songs, take a look. Don't even bother with it. Hold My Hand for Top Gun I have. Nobody Like You for Turning Red. It's something from Black Panther. And just because for lack of knowledge, I'm putting Carolina, the Taylor Swift song from Where the Crawdads Sing. There's a little droplet for you Swifties out there. There you go. You're welcome. Let's move on. Animated feature. Okay. So Pinocchio, Turning Red, Wendell and Wild, Strange World, I think most people have in their 5. Then it really comes down to the last slot. I have the bad guys in for now. I don't feel good about that at all. I'm just kind of keeping it there. Once again, almost like a placeholder. My Father's Dragon, that studio pretty much always gets nominated. So you would think I'd put it in. It's just I have heard 0 on that movie. I don't know when it's coming out. There's I haven't seen any trailer for it. Maybe I'm just dumb and that's just me. But we'll see. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On technically is eligible. It meets the requirements. I don't know if they'll grant it. And even if they do, I don't think it'll get in. Because if the Lego movie didn't get in, I certainly don't think Marcel the Shell will get in. Even though it is amazing and it should. Then I have the CBs. Lightyear is just dead on arrival, man. I mean, what happened to Lightyear? Jeez, I don't think that's happening. 10, I literally have Puss in Boots. Like, I don't know what to do. Best documentary, we can go through these kind of quick. Navalny, especially with what's happening with Russia, I think that'll be a good documentary to reward. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know. Fire of Love, which I still need to see because it's not playing anywhere in my state, is a great documentary from what I hear. That one could win. Moon Age Daydream, the David Bowie movie. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed is, I think, opening New York. No. It's the centerpiece for New York. It's a documentary. I think it's a centerpiece. And Lucy and Desi for I Love Lucy and everything. And then you'll see Sidney Poitier. I wanted to put in, but I don't know. They always snub a random documentary, so we'll see. And then Best International, the last category. Bardo from Mexico, I have winning, obviously. Close from Belgium, which premiered at Cannes, great reviews. Decision to Leave for South Korea. Maybe I should put that a little bit lower just because I do hear this bit of a mystery movie. Park Chan-wook has never gotten a movie into Best International. We'll see. All Quiet on the Western Front from Germany, the remake of the Best Picture winning film, but from Germany. And I still have RRR from India, so if India does submit it, which I do hear there is some talk on which movie they are going to submit, it doesn't seem like a foregone conclusion as of this recording that they're going to submit it. But we'll see, because that movie really has broken through to Western audiences. So I'd like to see that get even selected, first of all. That's like the first hurdle. And then the rest, we're still kind of waiting and seeing. But those are my nominations. Holy shit, September will be crazy. We're going to finally start to get reactions for a lot of these movies. As always, you have to let me know your comments, what you guys think, where I'm wrong, where you think you're right, or vice versa. And it is pretty much Oscar season. Like we are in Oscar season, honestly. So that's pretty exciting. So with that being said, let's waste no time. This video is now done. Everything links in the description. And stay tuned for a lot of these fall festival reactions, because they are coming.